Here we go. Are you Matsura-san? Akame sent me to help. Yeah, you're just what I expected from our city's renowned Akame. She found me the exact type I was after. Here, have a seat. I'm Matsura. As you already know, call me Joru. Nice to meet you, Joru-san. Maybe you've heard I'm an old man in the business of odd job. Use my expertise in innumerable scenarios. Most recently, I've been consulting for a director of an orphanage. An orphanage, huh? Yeah, these days places like that can hardly stay afloat. Their worries are truly endless. Heard you were raised in an orphanage. That's right. Lived at a place called Sunflower till about middle school. Out in Kanto, how come? Period. Mastro's name and face are both unfamiliar to me. Given his age, maybe he was at the Sunflower before I was old enough to remember. He could also be lying, though I can't see why he would. That place sure brings me back. The man who managed Sunflower is called Kazuma. I always looked up to the guy. Kazuma. He knows Kazuma-san? Then he's not lying. We really were raised at the Sunflower together. To be honest with you, not every job I take actually pays off. But if it means I can pass on a little of what that great man taught me, then I can't help but take on the job. Or maybe that's just my ego talking. Yeah. Hey, I can relate to that too. Really? Thanks. Almost feels like this is our first meeting. You never know. Anyway, why not give me a rundown on the job? Oh, right. Now, Joru-kun, I don't mean to shock you, but I want you to be the orphanage's new director. What? Sorry to spring this on you so suddenly. The place is called Net. Its director is getting on in years and doesn't have any family. He's trying to find a new successor ASAP. Fine, I get that, but why me? Well, Agent regularly receives government assistance, but honestly, it's run by volunteers. I vetted all sorts of folks, but in this day and age, it's hard to find someone who can take on that kind of responsibility. To be candid, I even threw my own hat into the ring, but our orphanage is in the hands of an odd jobs man. The director wasn't convinced. I suppose my occupation got a shady reputation. Maybe, but I'm in the same boat. I can't help you, sorry. Hey, don't make up your mind just yet. Sure, if the director doesn't like you, that's it. Even so, But if he does happen to like you, I ask you to reconsider. Come on, it's not that serious. You'd basically be a figurehead, a director in name only. I manage all the maintenance, like finances and our overall operations. Your only job would be to show up once in a while when you've got free time. Still, why go through all the trouble? Well, I could decide it's not my problem. I guess that'd be the end of it. But I've got a personal stake in this place. I can't brush it off. It's just none of my business. Seems you're a genuine bleeding heart deep down. Got me there. Anyway, my priority is to appoint the next director and help CryGen get back on its feet. Otherwise, those kids will be out on the street, and I can't let that happen. You got noble intention, but I don't even have a legitimate name to offer you. Technically, there's separate ways around that. Assuming you're willing and on board, sure, it may be a little unorthodox, but I've picked up some tricks of the trade that'll have us squared up on. Alright, I was raised in an orphanage. I can relate to wanting to make a difference. How interesting. Thank you, Joryu-kun. Hey, so where does the physical labor part factor in? Oh yeah, about that. I promised to hand over some supplies for the orphanage today. The director's coming out to Sotenbori. So, we arranged to meet at Ashiba Park. Could I trouble you to carry them for me? That's it? Of course. Didn't you grow up in an orphanage? Working with kids is all about stamina. True enough. Very true. Oh, Matsuro-san. Hello, Takumi. I see you showed up as well. You bet I did. Wouldn't miss out on a chance to see you, Matsuro-san. But you can see me anytime. Bought you a present today. There's clothes and candy inside. Whoa, thanks a ton. Thank you for your continued generosity. Come on, it's barely anything. All of it was practically free at the Brazier. You're the ones who was kind enough to come all the way to Sotenbori. Not. We can't have you making the trek every time. Oh, and who's this? This is Joryu-kun. I wanted to introduce you to. Nice to meet you. I'm Joryu. Hello there. On that note, Director, how would you feel about passing your title to Joryu-kun? What? What do you say? No way. You can't just let some rando who appeared out of nowhere the director. Takumi, listen, the director's getting old. Joryu-kun's still in his prime, and he shows plenty of promise. I know it's sudden, but if you could get along eventually, wouldn't that be enough? If that's all it takes, you should just become the director. Well, it seems the director's not too keen on that idea. How come, Director? Matsugun's always been good to us. I have my reasons. Ain't it your own stubbornness that landed Crynet into this mess in the first place? Takumi, that's going too far. It's true, though. Matsuro-san, do you mind if I head home and think it over? Of course not. In case, let's say goodbye for now. Thank you again for the supplies. I feel what's-his-face wants to be the next director. That kid was named Takumi, right? Sounds like he really wanted you to take over as director. Well, he was in middle school when we first met. We'd see each other whenever I visited the kid. Guess he's got attached to me. I'm happy he feels that way, but director himself isn't on board. Exactly. Plus, I recently started my own company. It's fair to say I might not be able to devote enough attention to the role. Something unrelated to your freelance work? Right. At an office handling various tasks related to real estate. It's still small, but Takumi's actually planning to start there too. Oh yeah? Takumi, well, you find he's pretty closed off around others. Apparently, that's why he couldn't stay with the last company that hired him, and it ended up back at Crichton. Plus, it ain't easy to find new employment, and society's pretty tough on folks who grew up institutionalized. So, you decide to take him on board. You seem like the type of guy the director could trust. Do me a favor and tell him that, Joryu-kun. Anyway, that's all for today. Could I trouble you to help me out again sometime? Sure. Not only does he donate supplies to kids and pays them a visit, he even helps them find jobs. He mentioned he was looking up to Kazuma-san. Real inspirational, that Kazuma. Akame, what's up? Hey, Kiryu-kun. All done with that job? Yeah. It's Matsuro with you? He already left. I'm alone. I see. Good timing. What were your thoughts on him, Joryu? My thought? I think he's a solid guy. Seems he's desperately trying to support the place called Crynet Orphanage. That deception ain't born of good intentions. That guy's currently scheming to size the facility. What do you mean? Well, I just got this weird feeling. Figured maybe work got me paranoid, but I couldn't help doing a little digging on Matsuro-san. Sure enough, I found out about his dark side. The true Matsuro-san is a loan shark that specializes in refinance. He approaches folks with loads of debt. He talks them with promise to make it all go away, and then seizes their asset, lands, building, everything. Like I said, a loan shark.
Boy.
Hold on. Matsuro said he wanted to become the director of Crynet. Said he worked to support me. Interesting. Sounds like he wants to put you in the spotlight, while he works to liquidate things behind your back. It can't be. That place is in trouble. Guarantee he's after it. Letting him pry on them would be a damn tragedy. Once he's done bleeding all their assets, they won't have a single hair left to their teeth. And you're sure about this? Think I'd be saying all this if it weren't? I want you to hear it for yourself, though. There's a homeless guy under Bishamon Bridge, one of his victims. Go find him and hear what he has to say on it. Well, that took a traditional Yakuza twist. Matsuro said he looked up to Kazuma. Was that all a lie? Whatever the truth is, I've got to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, I want to see this homeless dude. See, now I need to know. Yo, sorry, Gage. Sorry, Sarah. So many Kasaras in the game. Must be fake Keishi clones. Oh, yep, grow those finances. See. No. Oh, yeah, I did. I think. No. Yo, give me the oh, not enough for that. Shoot. Give me knockback. Give me the temporary heat boost. I need all the power. Did I get any new keys? Yes, I did. Okay, I should check pop real quick. Because I feel like there might be something I'm missing. Oh, we're good. Wait a minute, what's that right there? Ooh, take a look at that, boys. You know what that is right there. Just look at it.
Boy, oh boy. Nothing beats a hot and steamy hot dog weenie. little stadium mustard ought to jazz up this foot-long dingle-dong. Now that is a good-looking wiener.
Indeed it is. Alright, let's see. Yo, what up, homeless man? What do you want? You happen to know a guy named Matsura? Matsura? Effin' Matsura. So, you know him. That bastard's the whole damn reason I landed in this mess. He spurred me with some fairy tale about how he'd cancel all my debt, then made off with everything I had. Can you tell me more? Just thinking about it boils my blood. Wormed his way into my life. Then when I was at my wit's end, after our orphanage had fallen into debt. Your orphanage? Let me handle it, he said. Promise I could sell it for a bundle. But that slime ball planned to rip off our land right from the start. Matsura's the devil in disguise. You were left homeless? Ain't me you ought to worry about. Story ain't over yet. What do you mean? Matsura hired the kids who had nowhere to go at his company. He said he'd look after them. Really made it seem like he was trying to help them out. But now I hear he won't even let them leave the office. He worked them like a cart horse. Seriously? My precious kids. Worse yet, they say he's gotten close ties to the Yakuza. My luck ran out the day he set his sights on me. It's too late for me. I'm to blame for letting him manipulate me with his forked tongue. But hey, buddy, don't know who you are, but if it's in your power, all I ask is that you save those kids. I will. And you should reach out to Akame. Better than staying out here like this. Ask the other homeless around here. They'll tell you where to go. Explain what happened. They won't ignore you. Akame. Yeah, I've heard of her. Thanks, buddy. How'd it go, Drew? Heard the guy's story. Said he used to run an orphanage till Matsura robbed him of everything he owned. I see. Apparently, he's also fond of approaching older people without families so he can make off with their assets. I've gotten slaughtered. All this wickedness going on behind my back. Why didn't it come to light earlier? Folks who use loan sharks are guilty of wanting to make a little profit too. Bet he's using that as leverage to make his victims feel like they owe him. Not to mention, people who won't tattle on you for making excellent pawns. It sounds like Matsura's company employs kids from the orphanage he destroyed. There's a boy named Takumi that lives at Kainet who really idolizes him. I bet the other kids feel the same. You mean... Yeah. That's probably why Matsura targets orphanages as a convenient source of workers. Akame, I need you to tell me where to find Matsura's office. Give me a minute. Here we go. It's an office called Matsura Industries in Nishikibori Sunrise Building in South Shimpu. Seems to be connected to real estate. Maybe he's using it to manage all the properties he sees. Some mastermind, huh? You're heading over, right? Do me a solid favor, smack it into orbit. Deal. You did say the job called for physical labor. And you know what? I believe that there's some people who need physical labor right now. Alright, we have to go south. Here we go. You know, maybe it's up here. Nope. Kiri. This must be Matsuro's office. Ugh. Got it, rookie. The only answer I want to hear from you is yes, sir, and understood.
Oh.
Long before you'll be one of us.
Huh?
But until then, you're gonna learn and you're real good.
Nani?
Hey, lay off Takumi.
Ah?
Huh? Who the fuck? You can't just barge in here. Tell me something. Is roughing up your employees just business as usual around here? Yeah, you got a problem? Getting the shit beat out of you is the fastest way to learn. We play by our own rules.
Ah?
Yeah, ain't one of us, asshole. So butt out. Yeah, you're Tabata. Go work on your final fantasies.
Boy.
You alright? Hey, you're that guy, that Matsuro-san before Joru-san, right? I'm guessing he hired you. What happened here? It was my fault. I kept making dumb mistakes and giving them shitty answers. That's not something that warrants violence. Just please don't tell Matsuro-san. I don't want to cause any trouble. Why are you so loyal to him? Because he's been so good to me. I ain't got no parents, but he treats me like a son. Of course, I looked up to him. Looks like my prediction was right. Matsuro wins over orphans just to use them like pawns. Takumi, can you tell me where Matsuro is? Why? What you gonna do? I don't cause any trouble for you. Matsuro sounds like a father to me. If you're planning to hurt him, you'll have to go for me first. Back when I was 20 or so, I wouldn't have hesitated to give my life for Kazuma-san. But someone once told me that sort of thing was just brainwashing. I see. How about you stay here and rest for a bit? Or head for the hospital, alright? Joru-san. Can't believe that type of horrendous shit going down in Osaka right under my nose. This is all my fault. You don't need to shoulder so much blame. More importantly, though, do you know where Matsuro is? He wasn't at the office. Wait a sec. Got it. Looks like he's at Ashiba Park. On my way. That some bitch. Let's kick his ass, Seabass. Excuse me? Ain't got time for this. I got real criminal. Oh, made a wrong turn down Albuquerque. Aha!
Yeah.
Jury-kun has an honest determination that it's hard to find nowadays. Sure, the kid will be hesitant at first, but soon they'll grow to love him as director.
Oh.
And with him in the role, Trinet would just be able to stand against its own financial pressure.
Yeah?
He'll need support, of course, but that's where my expertise comes in. There's nothing to worry about. Joryu-kun and I can get Trinet back on its feet. What do you think? Any downside to my proposal? I guess not. Exactly, right? In that case, wait.
Oh.
Hello, Joryu-kun. I was about to contact you. About what? Director's finally come to a decision. He wants you to take over Kainet.
Oh.
This is your first time running an institution, right? I understand any concern, but please, just relax. I'll take care of all the tough stuff, like operations and finance. Make it easier to snatch the deed to the land and buildings, right? Huh? What's this now?
Yeah?
Joryu-kun, what you on all of a sudden? You know that's not true. All I know is that your specialty is Mr. Loan Shark. Loan Shark? Akame's tip off led me to one of your victims. Another orphanage director, apparently. You offered to help him settle his debt. Even took everything he owned. Leave him in destitute. He still hates your guts. What are you saying? No. You're completely mistaken. It's true that I also work as a debt adjuster, but that type of work tends to be rocky in practice. Of course, I did everything I could for that man, but he still ended up losing his property. I just can't believe he would blame me for everything. For argument's sake, let's just say I accept your excuse. But what about Takumi? Takumi? I dropped by your office. They were beating on Takumi when I got there. Takumi? Why would he be? Kids even believe it was all his fault. Was worried he'd cause you trouble. Well, that must be it. He must have made some sort of mistake. It's no wonder why you only hire kids from institutions. Time to fess up, Matsura. You approached Kainet because, as a loan shark, you had your eye on the buildings and land. Plus, you want to acquire more pawns. Pawns? What do you mean? Nice detective work, Joryu-kun. Guess the cat's out of the bag. Children know nothing of the world. Put on a good show for them, and it's not long until they're wrapped around your finger. If I make use of clueless pawns, I extend my reach and collect even more. What you think? Pretty clever, right? What are you? So, was your backstory growing up at Sunflower pure bullshit too?
Yeah.
That part was true. In fact, that's the original inspiration for this plan. What? Don't you remember what I said about the Kazuma guy who ran Sunflower? He was actually a Yakuza. And a very clever man. As founder of an orphanage, he played on people's sympathy. But from the shadow, he created an army of obedient puppets who were willing to die. If I remained at Sunflower, the same thing would have happened to me. I ran as soon as I wised up. Is that what you meant by following Kazuma's footsteps? You don't get it. Everything he did, everything I've done, what's the difference? Taking advantage of the weak, creating an army of willing slaves. He was a great teacher. You bastard. I don't understand why you're so upset, but that's enough chit-chat. If you're going to blame someone, Joryu-kun, just blame yourself for meddling. You had to stick your nose into my business. You wouldn't have to die. Well, this escalated quickly. Sorry, Oki. Yo, enter the dragon! Not today. Good flip! Ah. Shit. Jury-kun, I apologize. Look, man, I'm sorry. So, come on. Won't you forgive me? Don't try and worm your way out of this. You gotta listen. I didn't do this because I wanted to. I'm a victim too. My parents, Kazuma murdered them.
Yeah?
I was so clueless. But one day, I stumbled on the truth and pressed Kazuma for the answers. He told me he was a hypocrite. He said nothing. So, I escaped the orphanage, but I never stopped hating him. To be raised by the man that murdered my real parents, who can accept that? I'm not the villain here. It's all Kazuma's fault. I'm certain Kazuma knew better than anyone what a hypocrite he was. But there's nothing false or hypocritical about the love he poured into those kids. And that is something I know better than anyone. Even you must have felt his sincerity. If you're that clueless, then you should watch what you say about Shintaro Kazuma. Anyway, I'll leave the rest to you. I'm on it. By the way, on the topic of Mazuro's employees, Joyruku, can I ask you to tell them they're welcome at Signet? What? Those children need some peace of mind. If anything, we do have plenty of empty rooms. Director, thank you. It's really us who ought to thank you. I overheard his proposal. I actually think it's a great idea. They've still got a whole heap of problems, but I'll help them out as much as I can. Thanks. I'm counting on that. See you. I guess no matter whose footsteps you choose to follow, the journey is what you make of it. If Kazuma-san could see me now, I wonder what he'd say. Be like, proud of you,